Yeah, good. You fine. Shalom, shalom. We first like to begin the camp lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Power Boston, Shad, Shirkat Ganesh.
Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops at Great Millstone, who taught us this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning. The Aqua to you also, I say Shalom. It is your brother, Faratazak Gabar,
Alongside the brother Shaquat.
back with another camp lesson through the spirit, man. In today's camp lesson, don't really have no specific topic or anything like that we're going to be talking about. I'm just going to play a few clips for y'all, just giving y'all a little bit of updates of what's been going on recently in the news and whatnot, current events. And just going to go through the spirit and see where the spirit takes us from there. As always, man, the things that we've been talking about, as well as our elder brothers for years, months, years, those things are coming to pass, and they're going to continue to come to pass very soon, man. So it just takes a great deal of patience, man. You can't be too hesitant. The Lord has things in plan and wants things to go according to his plan, right? The Lord said he's going to do it. He's going to make it come to pass. We're in this third day, and we're hastening the return of Yahweh Shah. So all we can do is continue to prophesy and warn the people, man. So with that, I want to go ahead and play this video first. It kind of goes into what I was talking about in one of my lessons the other day, where I said America is pretty much in a Chinese trap, a Chinese finger trap.
And here is exactly why. The moment America withdraws from the Middle East, a 5-step chain reaction begins that would destroy the American economy permanently. Step 1. The Gulf states fall under Iranian influence and become Iranian client states. Step 2. The petrodollar collapses. The GCC stops selling oil in US dollars, destroying the mechanism that allows America to function with $39 trillion in debt. Step 3. Japan and South Korea immediately begin the largest military buildup in their post-war history, no longer trusting American protection. Step 4. Europe concludes America is retreating globally, makes peace with Russia, and NATO fractures. Step 5. The US dollar loses reserve currency status. Nations stop buying American debt. The economy collapses. This is why America is stuck. The cost of staying is enormous, but the cost of leaving is catastrophic. Iran knows this. Iran has always known this. The Strait of Hormuz is not just a waterway. It is the key that locks America inside this trap, and Iran is holding it.
Right, so we've been saying these things, right? The crash of the American dollar, they've been making that more and more imminent these past few years. And that's just a part of, the 7 stages of the collapse of a kingdom or empire, which is a lesson I did a while back as well. They're saying we're around like the Mark 5 or 6 concerning that. The dollar has lost its value. The fact that we're a part of this war, the United States, it's almost like, and I even heard, one of these theorists or politicians, whatever, these guys who watch stuff like this and kind of, study, eschatology, the study of the collapse or the end times pretty much, right? Pretty much saying that Iran and Russia kind of baited America into this, right? Kind of lured them into a trap. If you all know the history of, Israeli prime ministers and stuff like that, they've been asking for years, that the fact that they want American, United States presidents to get involved in a war with Iran, right? That's all they would say. They'd say, bomb Iran, bomb Iran, bomb Iran. It's the same stuff over and over again, right? And now that they finally got an American president that was stupid enough to get involved in these things, right? They're able to, it doesn't seem like this from the outside, but those who can see and understand prophecy, realize that all of this is going to make America collapse. the Lord have put a spirit on Iran to prepare themselves for war for over 20 years, right? And that's just a part of prophecy. We already know that the Carmanians are going to come together, right? They're going to go out raging as a boar and come against the Assyrians and waste a portion of this land. That is a future prophecy that's going to come to pass. Best believe that this place is going to get touched. You know, it was something I was about to say. Yeah. Lulled them into sleep. Kind of laid a snare. Yeah, they never keep it at home. There we go. So the fact that you have CENTCOM over there, which is Central Command, the U.S. has over 800 bases around the world, majority of them being in the Western Asia, Middle East area, region. You know, historically, a lot of things have gone down in the Levant, right? Major kingdoms, the rise and fall of major kingdoms, right, have happened in that land. The Valley of Jehoshaphat, as it's spoken of in Joel 3 and 2. So just know the fact that America has their hand in this. They've stretched their military thin, which is another part of the collapse of an empire. It's gonna this place is never gonna recover from this war. Is what I'm trying to say. Habakkuk 2 and 2. It reads, "And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." Right? That's what we're trying to do. We're linking the scriptures up with things that are going on in the world right now. All the things that's going on in the world, in the news, around the world, in America, and other places in the region, or other places around the world, it all ties into the scriptures, man. And people who aren't spiritually sound or don't have the right teaching, right, or the Lord is just not dealing with them on a spiritual level, they can't understand these things that are going on in the world. They're almost in a place of being lost, you could say, right? They're in the dark when it comes to certain things. That's 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, around the 6th verse, right? They're in darkness. Part of that is because they refuse to listen to the prophets, you know, the brothers out there on the highways and the byways teaching. And another part of it is that the Lord is just not dealing with them, right? So as we always say, those who are with America, they're going to go down with America. But at the end of the day, we're here for those who listen and watch our videos to try and break these scriptures down and line it up so you all can understand the things that's going on in the world. We're in a better case than anybody else in the world right now. If you have this truth, the knowledge and the understanding of this truth right now, you're in a better case than everybody else, because there's going to be many more that perish in the near future with the things that's about to happen in the world than that are going to be saved. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, right? So our elder apostles, they've been saying these things since the 80s, right? The 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. People still disregard what they're saying. But now we're getting closer and closer to the end. The things that they've been saying for years on top of years are coming to pass. The things that they've been saying for years on top of years are revealing themselves, right? Because they were sent by the Lord, the Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son. So the things they've been saying are coming true. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, right? Because it will surely come, it will not tarry, meaning being delayed. As we always say, man, the Lord is not slack concerning His promise. So if the Lord said He's going to do something and make it come to pass, best believe it's going to happen. Just because it doesn't happen in the next hour, Jake, doesn't mean it's not going to never happen, right? The Lord does not work on your timeline. We work on the Lord's timeline, right? So it's because we prophesy and we sound cry, which is a part of the scriptures, but that's also just internally getting tired of living around wickedness all the damn time. Living around you wicked Jakes doesn't mean that we're going to receive salvation tomorrow. Doesn't mean that everything's going to go down the next day, right? It may take a little bit of time. And when the Lord sees it fit, all right, I'm ready. Then it's going to go down then. But best believe the Spirit is on the brothers to know that it's going to go down very soon. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith, right? And that's what we're doing, man. We have faith that the Lord is going to stick to his word, right? As he swore by himself in the book of Jeremiah 49. He's going to destroy the wicked up out of the earth. Esau Edom, right? The man who's been destroying the earth for generations and generations. The man who have been against the Israelites, right? The Lord's children for generation to generation. So best believe the Lord is not going to continue to stand by and watch the destruction of his people, the righteous ones, that is. Verse 5, and my point says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, right? So that's why every news channel you look at, Fox News, CNN, whatever news source that's covered, that's covering these updates on the American side, they'll look and they'll see and they'll say, you'll see Donald Trump on the screen. Oh, well, we're just doing so well. We're coming very close, to our goal. And Iran is they're just overwhelmed with our military power. And we're just doing so well. All this other stuff, right? He always talking the same shit. He's been saying the same things over and over and over and over again. So best believe something is going to happen very big, very soon, as the scriptures say, when they shall say peace and safety. I still personally believe that Benjamin Milikowski is either somewhere dead or fucked up really badly, because they still releasing AI videos of this man, and we haven't heard nothing from him or his son in weeks. Knowing how proud Esau Edom is, especially the head tribe of Amalek, and we haven't heard nothing from him, that goes to show you something. But hey, you never know. The Lord could be reserving him for them chains. That's a very true possibility as well. It says, yeah, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, right? That's just a character trait of the wicked. They're never satisfied. Just like a woman. You can't please a woman. You can't make her happy. You ever seen the video where the guy was talking about Adam and Eve in the garden? The Lord said they'll give them everything, right? Eternal life, all of the good stuff. And Eve was just like, it just wasn't enough, right? It can never be enough. You can liken that the same way as the wicked. They're just covetous by nature, never satisfied, and they always want more than heart can need, which is why their pride and that covetousness is going to be their downfall. The thing that makes them is going to be the reason why they fall, right? Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. That's what Esau Edom has done since their existence. That's what they've done. They've been running the same playbook from Alexander of Macedon. What did he do? He increases which was not his, which is just prophecy. At the end of the day, he's playing his role. That's what the Lord set him out to be, a great ruler that wasn't going to be able to enjoy his own kingdom. But what did they do, though? They stole the identity of the true Greeks, which is Japheth, the Samoans. Increases which is not his, going into Rome, right? Taking the whole, committing the largest case of fraud ever in history, taking the true identity of the Lord's chosen people and proclaiming to be those chosen people, right? The biggest case of identity theft ever. And people still think you have normal people. It just anybody who still thinks that those people in that land are the true children, they're slow bellies. They thought processing is not there, because there's too much evidence. And the manner of these people, the way they conduct themselves, there's no way in hell you can say that they holy. Woe to him that increases that which is not his. How long? and to him that loaded himself with thick clay, which that thick clay is death. Debt, excuse me. The thick clay is debt, right? So since what? I want to say since Donald Trump took office, the U.S. the U.S. debt have increased from $37 trillion to $39 trillion, right?
Yeah, it almost doubled actually. His first term, when he came in 2017, he said he's going to lower the national debt. America was at about 17 to 19 trillion dollars at the time. Now these niggas are at 39 trillion. This nigga has done everything but he's done everything opposite of what he said he was going to do. He's done everything but what he said he was going to do. He said he's going to lower the national debt. And the debt was at, I mean, I can actually look that shit up real quick. Let me see. Let me look this up real quick.
You know what's funny about that, bro?
Uh-huh.
This man net worth doubled since he's been in office.
Shit, yeah.
It went from about $3.5 billion to almost $7 billion. Let me get a precept to back you up. This is how I just, whenever I listen to these politicians talk, this is exactly, even just Edomites in general. Whenever they say something, right? For instance, Donald Trump said what did he say? They want to make a deal. They keep on saying they want to make a deal. They want to make a deal, right? Or he'll say, we've won the war. We've won the war. But his actions is saying something totally different than what he's saying out his mouth. Whenever I listen to them, just think the exact opposite of what they just said. And that's most likely going to be the truth. So if Donald Trump said, oh, we've had a successful day, we set 100 targets over there, and 100 of them hit. Just know that he's lying. Psalm 58:3, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. So that's all they know how to do is tell lies. And, you know, getting a little bit off topic, I was talking to the brother about this earlier, right? Where he was telling me, or I was telling him, Salakia, about how my sister was recently about to get married and whatnot. And I was talking to her. I always be joking around stuff like that, you know, because we're around the same age, right? She was asking me, you know, or no, I was asking her, like, who does she know that's single or something like that, or like what friends does she have that's single? And then I had joked around to her. I was like, "What would you be mad at me if I didn't marry a so-called black woman?" And she was like, "No." She was like, "Take that up with your dad or whatnot." And then she was like, "Isn't it against y'all religion to marry white women?" And I found that funny because
we ain't the ISUPK nigga.
Yeah, she talking about some. I said I wouldn't like date one or like marry one, but I wouldn't mind using them as a concubine or nothing like that, right? She was like, don't y'all hate white people? I should have started to say, no, we don't hate Edomites. We hate Edomites. We hate Ammonites. We hate all the races. I hate niggas. So
shit, I hate niggas more than I hate the heathens, honestly.
Yeah, there's no discrimination. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could get the hatred. Anybody that's against the Lord, I hate. They just put it like that. Anyone that's against Yahweh Shem Shah, I hate you.
King David said that, bro. In the book of Psalms, he said, do not I hate them who hate thee, O Lord? So we're supposed to hate what the Lord hates. The scriptures also speak about how we are to hate those who trespass the Lord. All right, so it's lucky. I just wanted to back you.
Are you good, bro? This is Matthew 12:30. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. So I don't care if you white, black, blue, purple, green, red. If you're not with the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, I don't like you. I don't fuck with you. Now, not to say you can't have worldly friends, right? Just know though, spiritually, I'm not fucking with you. in addition to that, man, I was about to say something, but
And
I
even
forgot
with
that.
having worldly friends, it's not like you always going you shouldn't always hang out around them.
Come,
That's for sure. But you ain't got to completely cut them off. Which, if you did, you wouldn't be wrong. But
you don't want to be around that type of energy or spirit that often because it'll make you more subject to going off or
yep,
leading after their ways.
a little,
You just
giving that
gotta know how to
Passover,
balance it.
and giving that Passover is coming up in a few days. Like Apostle Paul said, a little leaven if the whole lump, the entire lump.
That's true. I'm gonna go ahead and play this second video.
This right here is in Australia. Look, I'm not.
All right, now as we always say, man, I always like to use the example of Jacob when he had his sons and they were living in the land of Canaan, and Joseph was over in Egypt, and he was a high-ranking official in their government. He was saying, or Joseph prophesied that in 7 years they would have 7 years of prosperity and 7 years of famine. Right now, with that being said, there was famine going on around the land, and it hadn't yet hit Egypt. Right, I liken that unto America, Babylon the Great. The fact that all of these plagues are being sent around the nations and the countries around about, and it's slowly but surely creeping and spread towards America, right? The Egyptian king thought, well, if we stock up or store up this food for X amount of years, we'll be able to make it through the famine. And that's the one thing that they didn't realize or understand, is that you can't stop prophecy, right? The Lord said it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So this is just an example. This is what's going on in other countries.
Trying to scare you, but there's a lot going on right now that is not making it to the news. This right here is in Australia.
So Sienna and I just come to Coles to literally get popcorn, and look, there's nothing. Look at the shelves here in Darwin. What the?
Right now, everybody's focused in on this war that's happening with Iran and how they blocked the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil and gas is supposed to be flowing through, but it's not at the moment. This is causing some really big problems. People in India are fighting over gas. Australia's energy minister has said that they have about 38 days of gas and 30 days of diesel left in their reserves. The Philippines declared a state of energy emergency, and the International Energy Agency is saying this is the worst energy crisis in modern history. But that's not the full story. What people haven't been talking about is the fact that 30% of the world's seaborne fertilizer trade also passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Prices for that primary fertilizer called urea is already up 30%, and you better believe that's going to show up in your food prices. And unlike with oil, there's no international reserves of fertilizer that can just be released to relieve some of the pressure. Right now, the United Nations World Food Program is saying that around 45 million additional people could be pushed into acute hunger due to rising food and fuel costs and supply chain disruptions. And for all my Westerners who think that this isn't going to affect you, listen up. All of this is happening right at the beginning of the planting season in the Northern Hemisphere. Farmers are having to make tough decisions about what exactly they're going to do. Are they going to buy fertilizer or just sit this season out? How much fertilizer are they going to buy? What crops are they going to plant? And for some, this might completely put them out of business, right as the farming industry in the United States continues to consolidate into fewer and fewer hands. Another thing that's finally starting to make it to the news is that there's a wildfire in Nebraska that's already burned over 800,000 acres of land. And this has devastated grazing land for an estimated 40,000 plus cows, which means ranchers are also going to be under a lot of pressure to figure out how they're going to feed these cows. Jeffrey Snyder, the founder of Eurodollar University and a popular analyst here on Twitter, pointed out that we also need to think about the fact that the biggest concern doesn't have to show up in food and gas prices. History tells us that this spike in the price of oil might actually come at the cost of your job. We know that the economy in the U.S. already isn't in the best spot, so any extra pressure, businesses might just start cutting workers as they're also raising prices. Look, I don't want you to be scared. I just want you to be prepared. The major signal for me is whether or not the Strait of Hormuz opens back up and these ships start flowing in this region again. Not what these world leaders are talking about. All they're doing is yapping, trying to manage reputation and also manipulating financial markets so they can make money. Once the Strait of Hormuz opens back up, all of this is going to be mitigated. But until then, like I said, don't be scared, be prepared. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe to stay up to date as the situation develops, and I'll see you soon. Here are the last 12 hours in geopolitics.
So,
connection is scary.
as we said, man, the scriptures speak on times like this. Full storehouses shall be found empty. You know, famine spread throughout the land. What a lot of people don't understand is the fact that energy this oil and energy crisis plays a big part, not just in gas, right? A lot of stuff revolves off of energy and oil. That's the number one thing that pretty much makes society go round. So the fact that these things are going on right now, once again, we've been saying these things, right? So it's no surprise to us. Now, when I was watching this video, I first thought of, full storehouses going empty. I also thought about, everybody want to text me today. Chalaki. I also thought about, what was it? Oh yeah, the fact that victuals become so cheap. Let me go ahead and get that. Second Ezra 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? The Lord is, through this punishment, the Lord is also going to be correcting the earth for the things that they've done, and the people and the rulers of the earth, right? And there's also going to be a new government that's going to be coming in and taking place. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? That was one of my thoughts as well, the fact that what if this thing does open back up? And if it does open back up and it closes again, just know the Lord's going to hit even harder, right? Because it'll be a sense of, oh, well, things are going back to normal, right? Things are going back to normal. Everything is good. It's business as usual. Then the Lord just rain down on you, right? It also goes into a little bit, the fact that they going to bring societal collapse and then try and bring you a solution, which is the MOTB, and establish a technocratic society, pretty much where they govern and rule over you completely, right? To where you don't have any freedom. The government is completely controlling your life. So there is no more freedom, right? Like they say, you're gonna own nothing and be happy. I told my mom that, and she just looked at me dumbfounded, like confused. Like, what does that even mean? But it's coming up, and it's a part of gradualism. It's coming so slowly, and they implement little small things here and there, to where people don't consider what the end goal is.
It's like when you got they did a study before where you put a frog in a pot of boiling water.
Yep.
But it's not boiling yet. But you put a frog in a pot of water, and then you slowly turn the heat up on it, and then before it realizes it's it needs to jump out. It's already too late. The hot water, the heat is consumed it. It can't move anymore. It's just cooked. So that's how the people are.
So Americans have become so comfortable, right? Even in the way that they carry themselves, whether they're obese, right? Because very soon a lot of people are gonna go on involuntary diets through famine and not being able to get food. That's one way people have become comfortable. Number two, what do they do all the time? They just be like this in public. Have their heads in their phone. Situational awareness is gone, right? So a lot of people are gonna be easy targets when shit hits the fan. shit hits the fan, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be easy targets, right? It's gonna be very easy for them to get got. They're gonna get the Lord gonna get them gone. So while these things are going on, just know once again the scriptures say these things. I'm gonna get the full storehouses being empty as well. Verse 22: For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right, so there's no way out of this one. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Second Ezra 6:22. Wait. Second Ezra 6:18. And it shall, so like it, and it said, Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, which is what's going on right now. That's what people who see it and realize it, they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that this world that they spent years and years and years building is vanishing. The things that they love so much and dedicate their lives to, all of that shit is not going to matter very soon. Then will I shew these tokens, the books shall be open before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, right? So when the Lord starts blowing that trumpet, man, start making it known, the return of Yahushua, or Mashiach, the world gonna stand in fear. As Isaiah 13 says, it's gonna be a very dark day. And that's what a lot of Christians don't understand, man. The Christian church have done a good job of portraying the return of Yahushua Mashiach as being this just beautiful day with sunshines and rainbows. He's gonna come down and greet the people of the earth. He's gonna sit down. We're gonna have bread and wine with him, and all these other things. No, the Lord's gonna come down. If you seen that AI video that they made of Yahushua, or that might have been an angel coming down in them chariots and coming down and destroying the men of the earth. Oh man, it was beautiful. That video was so cold. But the Lord's gonna come back with wrath in his eyes, right? He's gonna come back with wrath in his heart, as it says. Think not that I've come to send peace on earth. I come to send peace but a sword, right?
Want me to show him?
Come on, go ahead.
Let me pull it up. Oh, shit, I put it up on my
right,
phone.
the Lord's gonna be coming back looking for vengeance, first and foremost, for the house of Israel, for his elect, but also for himself, for those who pierced him on their cross, those who crucified him. They're gonna get a dark image in they head.
Yeah, I got it. You gotta put my screen on, I think.
Oh, you want to share your screen?
Yeah. Come the water.
On the book.
It was the video the brother was talking about. Fair use, just in case. Somebody making AI videos. It's one of them Yah lights. I was going through their whole page. It's one of them Yah lights. They go off with some AI videos. But this right here, this was beautiful. So don't mind the glories of Yah and all that bullshit. Don't mind that fuck shit. Just focus on the video. All right.
The unidentified man is coming, and he is not stopping! Open fire!
Power that's coming, man.
Yeah, so the Lord is not coming back in a peaceable manner, right? Like they said, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, right? That's why they liken a lot of the reaction of people, you know what I'm saying? Men's heart shall melt, right? They'll become faint. They liken them under women that are having birth pains, all of these things. Verse 24. That's when they're gonna really start to fear the Lord. But because they have a lack of faith, right? They can't fear the Lord in the state that we're in right now. They have to see it to believe it. So the Lord's gonna make himself known throughout the earth. That's gonna be very scary for the non-believers, right? The unjust shall die in the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right, 2 Ezra 15th chapter, the 4th verse. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world, right? So this is the end of the earth age, man. This is the end of an earth age, the end of an empire, the end of the rulership of the wickedness, the end of the rulership of the wicked forever. They're never gonna be in rulership again after this period of time, right? That's why it's not a better time to be alive, right? We're at the end of an empire, right? So just think about it. There were set group of Israelites who were there at the collapse of the Roman Empire. You know, going back, Israelites who were there at the collapse of the Greek Empire. Israelites there who were at the collapse of the Medo-Persian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, etc. Right? The end of captivity. You know how beautiful that is? The fact that we're not going to be under rulership of the wicked and the curses are being lifted up off of us as we speak. Right? That's a beautiful thing, man. It's something you should rejoice about and be happy about. Right? You shouldn't be sad that this world is perishing. The rulers of this earth have done more than enough wickedness. They've done more than enough, right? They've caused the children of Israel, right, more than enough pain. And quite frankly, we're tired, man. We're ready to get up out of this place every day. We're ready to see true power of Allah Shadi, right? Destroy these people and destroy the people of this world. And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. Right? That's talking about the elect, Lord willing we be at that number. Did you have anything, brother? You muted.
Salakia. Back to brother's point of what he just said. It's like it goes into in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. All right, so it's better for things to be ended than the beginning. So why is everybody so sad? Everybody's so sad. And the scriptures say better is the end of a thing. Your enemy is about to be put beneath you. The one who fucking killed, raped, Salakia. No, he didn't kill, who murdered, raped, robbed, and pillaged our families all these years over these past empires. You know, you had guys as wicked as Antiochus Epiphanes or King Antiochus, however you want to pronounce it, ruling over us. And just fucking us up, man. Your enemy is about to fall. This is a time that you should actually be rejoicing. You know? But you know, our people, they don't see it that way. The reason they do that is because you all have been brainwashed. You know, that's why Romans 13 and 11 states what it does. All right? It's a high time to wake up to sleep because our salvation is nearer than what we believe. We've been put to sleep. The Lord said he will strip us of our heritage. All right? He told us that the Edomites and all these other nations will come together to strip us and cut us off from being a nation. So that's why you people, whether y'all want America to stay alive. You know, Esau is your Superman. All right, he's your Superman. He's your Omni-Man, your Viltrumite, whatever you want to be. All right, he's your Thanos. You all believe he's like there's nothing further than Esau, man. Y'all believe that if this empire falls, everything is just done. All creation is going to fail, which is just insane. It shows you how much you've been brainwashed by this devil. But like the brother been bringing out, we at the end of this place. We're in the birth pains. Second Esdras, the 16th chapter, goes to the birth pains of Babylon the Great. We're in the birth pains, man. As Second Esdras 14 say, greater evils are coming. Greater evils are going to come. So we ain't even seen nothing yet. Remember, this is going to be the worst time that has ever been on the face of the earth. There's never been a time worse. What did that guy say? The guy going to do a lesson on tomorrow, but brother's been making lessons on this Uber driver, this Jake Uber driver.
I made one on yesterday.
He said that Edomite told his ass, he was like, is it really going to get that bad? He was like, just think about all your worst nightmares, your biggest fears, and multiply that by like 10 million. Yeah, this is how bad this shit gonna be. But you know, Jake didn't believe it till the Edomite told him. Here the fuck we are on the highways and the hedges every week telling you this same shit. The same thing. Don't take our word for it. Our apostles been out here for 40 plus years. 40 years. Apostle Har is on 41 now. Apostle Gabar, Ryan Lob, and Apostle Ryan Lob and Apostle Rachel, what they on 36 or so, 37? The elder bishops on 32 plus. You got the elders been out here for 17 plus years, 15 plus, 10 plus. They've been out. The apostles, think about this. The apostles been out here so long. They've been in the truth longer than brothers been alive. When the apostles like when they came on the scene, me and this brother wasn't even a thought. We was in the spirit realm. And look at us. We here now. We here now, bro. And for all you niggas that fell out, the water to you because you left us a spot, bitch. So thank you, you pussy ass, bitch made niggas, man. Bitch ass niggas. All you niggas that fell out in the year 2000 and we wasn't even around yet. Thank you, nigga, because you gave us a chance. Bitch ass nigga. Thank you, soft ass, hoe ass, weak ass niggas, man. You niggas can't endure shit. Hate you, man.
You can't quit on this, man. It's too much of a blessing.
And it's a blessing, bro. The water, Yahweh Bashimi, I was shy, man. People don't understand how serious it is, man.
It's quite literally life and death, man. I don't think our people understand. It's not nothing better than to be an Israelite. That's the best thing going. And they even be part of the hopeful elect. That's even better. The fact that the other nations, the heathen nations, the Lord is quite literally about to fuck them up like bad. They about to go into continual employment for a thousand years. Not 1,000 human years, 1,000 Lord years. So
Technically, they're gonna be in continual employment outside of Esau for eternity. Y'all
yeah,
gonna go back to your own land and stuff, but you still gonna have to answer to us.
still gonna abide by our rules, by our laws, be under our authority, right? So the fact that you are an Israelite, you should be happy. But our people don't see it like that.
And if you're a heathen, you should be happy too that you're not an Edomite. Better to be a Hamite than an Edomite. Shit, Esau through. You know what I'm saying? So we in perilous times, and the times are only going to get worse. We the prophets, we are the prudent men. The water Yahweh Shemiah Shai, and as the scriptures say, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. We're foreseeing the evil, and we're telling you, we're warning you. Like the brother was going to earlier, I want to back you with this. 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And then it goes into other stuff, right? Point is, jumping down to verse 5, but like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. How is the ends being made manifest? Through the mouth of the prophets. We are literally manifesting the end. The water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We have been awoken through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, according to prophecy from the book of Baruch, chapter 2. All right. So now we're preaching and we're watching diligently. We're measuring the times. When you go into the etymology of that word diligent, Salakia, of that word measure, all right, from the Proto-Indo-European root, it goes into measure, correct understanding. All right, so we have a correct understanding. That's why when you get into Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and in strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is our treasure, because we're going to have that correct understanding. While everybody's bugging out, we're going to have that correct understanding. When you look at all the social media platforms, even the Uber driver Jake I was talking about, and all these other people's on TikToks who are TikTok prophets, everybody think they have an understanding of what's going on, right? You got to stock up, got to get your family together.
They got to prepare the world. They got to prepare, but in a chrono state. Like I said in my lesson yesterday, you can listen to what the Edomite says, but that shit's not gonna help you if the Lord is not dealing with you. None of that preparing is gonna do anything for you. It's gonna be a waste of time.
And just to add, you literally, even if you only gonna prepare carnally, you can't. There's nothing you can do carnally to prepare for this. Like, you literally can't prep carnally enough. It won't help. You know what I mean? So, like the brother was saying, everybody preparing carnally.
Yeah.
Stock up. Make sure you have at least 6. The dude in the video, make sure you have at least, he said the Edomite told him, make sure you have at least 6 months of supply to keep your family good, to survive for 6 months. My nigga, that shit ain't gonna work. And what you gonna do if a nigga run up in your shit? Or my bad, niggas run up in your shit, because that's what's gonna be happening. What you gonna do?
Yeah, these guys who post prep videos and show what they got in their crib and stuff like that, oh, best believe they're gonna be the first people. They're gonna be the first houses that people go shopping to. Oh, I got a whole bunch of guns. Do you have enough guns to lead an army though, nigga? Do you? Oh, I got a bunker. It's still man-made. That don't mean it can't get broken into. So all these people, they preparing carnally. Guess what we doing right now? We're preparing spiritually. And what's better? What do you think is higher? What do you think is higher? Spiritual preparedness or carnal preparedness? Oh, okay. Right. So these people, they drive by us, they look at us, they wonder what we do, all these other things. They could call us crazy, they could call us delusional, they could call us stupid. I don't care. We're gonna see very soon who was stupid very soon, right? We're gonna see who was crazy very soon, right? The fact that we've been saying these things, warning the people, y'all don't want to regard, y'all want to talk shit about us, right? Are we crazy, right? Oh, fuck them Hebrew Israelites. They don't know what they talking about. I'm getting tired of them. I'm getting tired of hearing these people on the streets talking all this noise and ain't shit happen. Okay, keep talking shit. Just keep marking yourself. That's my suggestion to you. Anybody that have anything against the prophets, the elders, Great Millstone, anything, keep talking shit, and we gonna see what the Lord do to your dumb ass. He gonna fuck you up very soon. Just know that. You coming against the apostles, you coming against the elders, you coming against the brothers, anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you know every scripture ever, nigga. The Lord's gonna fuck you up at the end of the day, right? I want to get this precept to back you up real quick, man. That's just a little bit of humor for the brother. But this is 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, right? So like the brother was saying, you know, it's a blessing to have this truth. That's the best thing going right now. If I got to go outside week in and week out and put on what people will call a gown, a robe, whatever you want to do, talk shit, and I have to go out here and talk to myself, I'm completely fine with that. If it is better on my chances of solidifying a spot of being a hopeful elect, I'll do it. The Lord tell me to quack like a duck, I'm a quack like a motherfucking duck. But he telling us to do it for a reason. It's not for nothing. It's not. We know the work that we're doing ain't vanity. It's better to suffer for righteousness' sake than to suffer for wickedness' sake. To be lost in this world and be like that nigga on that video. Dang, it's gonna be that bad. That nigga older than us, but has no awareness about what's about to go down.
That's what I was just
That
gonna say.
goes to show you. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, Salaki, we here in 2026, and the nigga don't know that all hell about to break loose. What the fuck is going on?
I know what it is. Like, he been in a coma for the last 6 years to where he couldn't tell since 2020. Shit has never been getting better since then. It hasn't. It hasn't changed at all. It actually have gotten worse.
Yeah.
And it's about to get real bad. Like we said, we haven't even hit shit hit the fan. We haven't even hit the climax of the movie. We haven't even hit it yet. We're on a roller coaster going up. We ain't even reached the top yet. We ain't reached the peak yet. Right? But like I was saying though, the Lord have called us out of the dark. That's a beautiful thing. Because we could be lost in this world just like these people, just like this woman that just drove by me with pink hair, probably fucked up all types of shit. We could be like them. Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy, right? Well, that just goes into the Israelite foreigners, the fact that in the land of our captivity, it's been told us that we're not the Lord's chosen people, time in and time out. Oh, y'all not the people. It's funny to me how Jake has no problem with the little hat people proclaiming that they're the children of the Lord. But then when you do it, it's a problem.
Yeah, we commit racial idolatry. We worship our skin color. Nigga, what?
And the sad thing is we never cared about skin color. It's not about skin color. As the Elder Malcolm always says in his videos, this is not a black thing. It has nothing to do with skin color and everything to do with your spirit. So the fact that Jake is still stuck on skin color is because Esau Edom ain't gonna get saved.
They call us the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, just derogatory terms. So the fact that Esau Edom is not gonna be saved, you realize that it's so many Jakes out here that would throw them a lifeline, even if we went and took a record, a history of what they've done throughout history, just went Just look at their receipt. Look at their receipt. Look at all the atrocities they've done, right? From poisoning our neighborhoods and communities, spraying shit on us so our people could get cancer, which is something that they made up, by the way. Because that was not a disease in old times. To taking our babies, our women and children, cutting them, chopping them up into pieces, stuffing furniture with our hair, right? Skinning us alive, burning us alive. Jake, it's this thing called selective memory. Those are things that was going on not even 2 generations ago. It wasn't that long ago. It's still people in my family and probably in the Ock families too, who was around during Jim Crow, who couldn't go in certain places, who couldn't go to certain towns, who couldn't sit in certain restaurants.
But that was just my grandmother. I have one grandparent that's still alive right now. She's about 70. She's in her early 70s. So if she's in her early 70s, that means she was born, because I forget what month her birthday is, but she was born in 1955. So that would mean for the first score, 20 years or so of her life, she went through that Jim Crow shit. Some of our parents was either born shortly after Jim Crow or in Jim Crow at the end of it. Like, this shit just happened. The last documented on a plantation slave died in the 70s. That's 50 years ago.
And you know, they still saying that they were slaves then. I don't know how true this is, but W. Arbad always says it. It was slaves. They still had slaves in Mississippi, reporting in like 2015 or something like that.
Believable.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So, and I'll even do the one better. My grandma, 5 years older than his. Her sister was born in the 30s. So just believe, best believe, she got about, Jim Crow was like the 60s and the 70s, whatever. She got about a good 30, 40 plus years experiencing Edomites on bullshit. My granddaddy picked cotton. So you know what I'm saying? This didn't happen that long ago. So the fact that our people be so nice and so kind to these people, I look at these old ass Edomites that sometimes be, you know, shameful spewing shall be on their glory. They'll look at you and they're trying to be all nice and all this other stuff. I look at them like, you old enough to still been in them pictures where they was hanging niggas back in the day. And there's no telling what you was doing when you was younger. So the fact that Jake could say, oh, well, it wasn't that bad. Fuck out my face. If that shit happened to you, you wouldn't be saying that. And it did happen to us because our spirits return, every 3 to 4 generations. So a lot of us in our generation was slaves back in the 1800s, 1700s, whatnot. Oh, it didn't happen to us. It wasn't that bad. Fuck out my face.
I got one to even back you. This is not medical information. I'm simply reading. The Tuskegee study, officially titled the Tuskegee study of untreated sypha, lists in the Negro male, was conducted by the U.S. Public Health Service, PHS, from 1932 to 1972 in Macon County, Alabama, in collaboration with Tuskegee Institute, now Tuskegee University. The study enrolled 600 impoverished African American men, 399 of whom had latent sypha, lists, while 201 served as uninfected controls. Participants were misled to believe they were receiving treatment for bad blood, a local term encompassing various ailments.
Oh, Shalakia, bro, I ain't had you up on the screen. Go ahead, though.
Okay, come on. and were never informed of their SIFA, list diagnosis. This shit just happened, 1932 to 1972. This just happened. This is 50 years old.
I do you one better. That C video, them, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that they was using to quote unquote cure it. You know they was doing testing in over there in Africa, testing that shit on little kids and stuff like that. So it ain't like that wickedness just stopped after Jim Crow. No, they were still doing stuff after that. Go watch my lesson on the history of eugenics, which our people have no knowledge of at all, but yet they the first ones in line to vote for reproductive rights. Do you not realize? Yeah, do you not realize, number one, it's against the laws. You sending your seed up and worshiping the false deity, Molech. First and foremost, the third thing, they was trying to sterilize our women, make them infertile so they couldn't have children. But yet, they call me wrong for not being pro abortion, because I have history on what the original, you know what I'm saying, the original reasoning was for these type of things anyways, because they want to kill off blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. But I'm in the wrong though, because I don't want to vote for Kamala Harris. So that's why the scriptures say, man, our people are gonna know after death by pain, because it really is no reasoning with Jake at all.
They're literally speds. Like, a nation by their women. So let's take a pause and look at our women, since the brother mentioned in the abort shit. These bitches, to this day, believe that a woman being 40 plus, no children, unmarried, is a success.
That's a flex.
Yeah, they think it's a flex. Not having a so-called black man or Latino man or Native man in the household and having children. When once upon a time, we were dwelling like that in America. But then you had around the 70s, the 80s, you had the fucking the welfare situation going. I watched a documentary about that.
Crack epidemic in the 80s.
And then that's when the nigga woman started just leaving us so they could get money from Esau. They found a new hubby. Like the brother said, you had the crack epidemic in the 80s. That's what the show Snowfall goes into.
Yeah.
So Esau has constantly plagued us. It's like, Esau, a message to you. When are you going to realize you can't get rid of us? Do you know the scripture said we are as the sands of the sea? Can you go and count every grain of sand on the seashores in the world, nigga? In the ocean? Because it's in the ocean, nigga. Can you do that shit? No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said basically, our nation alone outnumbers all you nations put together. You can't get rid of us. You tried that shit with the Taínos, which are the so-called Puerto Ricans. You tried that shit. You tried that with all of our tribes. It didn't work. You managed to kill over 60 million Israelite babies with that whole what's it called? Eugenics.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that whole eugenics shit, you managed to kill over 60 million Israelite babies, and it didn't even. It looked like it didn't even happen.
Yeah, they talk about the HOLO costs. That fraudulent ass shit. And people still believe that to this day, even though Adolf Schicklgruber was a fucking Ishman, but y'all still believe them same lies. It's okay. The Lord is gonna continue to expose Esau Edom.
And if the nigga's so bad, if that HOLO shit really happened, why is the first place Benjamin Netanyahu Malachowski Why the fuck is the first place he ran to was Germany?
Because he Polish. That's why.
Then I saw the nigga about a few weeks ago before he allegedly was put in the grave, because we still don't know about this. I think, like the brother said, this nigga might be dead at this point. Nigga got a ring in the video. The shit disappearing. What the fuck? Nigga got 6 fingers
He
in the
picking up coffee in this it
yeah.
ain't even feeling. They showing videos of him from 7 years ago.
Yeah. Talking to them little girls from, it's like 7. That's the one you talking about from 7 years ago. Like, the nigga might be dead, but he was basically endorsing your boy Hit, you know, Ado. He was endorsing. So what did that shit really happen? No. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe it did. I know brothers don't believe it did. And even if it did happen, it pales in comparison to what you niggas have done to us. It pales in comparison. And if it did happen, you did it to yourselves, nigga. Y'all the same family.
It's a video I'm gonna go into talking about how they did a report on the Ish people from probably like the 30s or 40s, showing that they accounted for majority of the crimes, even though they had the least of the population. Just have a history of being criminals.
May the 14th, 1948, that same night y'all niggas went to the land, y'all went to war. How the fuck does that happen? That's why they accounted for the most crimes. The first night they went in the land, them niggas went to war.
Hey, violence. We're violence like a garment or like a chain, as the scriptures say.
And that's why, as Ezekiel 35 say, since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee.
Yep.
Like the brother was going into Habakkuk 2. Woe to them, or to whoever, roughly paraphrasing, who getteth the city and taketh the city by blood. Y'all do that.
All right, let me get that.
And by the way, because we talking about cities being fucked up, did niggas know Cuba is still without power? This is like week 4.
People off.
Yeah, this is like week 4. Cuba has no power. And Trump talking about after we take Iran out, we're going back and dealing with Cuba. Is somebody going to be left?
They say all the people in their hospital died or some shit, or the people in the ICU, something like that.
Yep, they are without power. I remember doing a lesson on this 3 weeks ago, and I found out a couple days ago, I was watching somebody do a news report saying Cuba still ain't got power. I said, nigga, damn. It's been a month. The whole land is without power, man. And you know, the Cubans are our people. So here we go again, Esau trying to kill us all. That's Manessa. This plays through. And we still ain't heard, at least I haven't, what the fuck is going on with the president of Venezuela. Where is that nigga and his wife?
Yeah.
This shit happened in January. I ain't heard shit since. Where is that nigga? This shit through, man.
Habakkuk 2:12 voted him that buildeth a town with blood and establishes a city by iniquity. Just know, Esau, Edom, they hands are completely dirty. And the nations, the heathen nations, aren't innocent either. So, you got anything else you want to bring out?
Yeah. Go back a point you was making earlier. A few of your points.
I got you up. You good.
Fine. This is Psalm 55:21. As the brother was saying, Esau say one thing, but do the complete opposite. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, so this devil will speak to you all nice and good and shit. You know, he got the voice spake as a dragon, like Daniel 7 said. The whole time he trying to snake your whole ass. He did it in the garden. What'd he tell Eve? Eve, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, baby. This is life. You're gonna be like God. Eve said, but God said, don't do this. We already got everything, right? This nigga said, but yeah, he was like, let me go to it, bro. Because let's just look at Genesis 3, man. Let's look at that shit.
Prime example with Iran, they fooled them the first time, asking for negotiations and all that other stuff, bombed them. Did it the second time? Oh, we're not finna let y'all do this shit again. We're gonna make it known. Don't mess with us no more.
This is Genesis 3:3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. So she was like, we can't eat that. But he was like, you shouldn't surely die. Esau, man, smoother than butter. And it worked because this bitch sold. She sold, bro. You know what I'm saying? She sold, bro. But let me see all this. I mean, we already went into all this. It wouldn't be necessary to go back into that. But
yeah, man. Hey, it's a lot that's been going on in the news. Continue in the faith, man. Continue in the faith. Continue calling on your house. The Lord willing, we're gonna receive salvation soon. Best believe that. So, if the brother don't have anything else, we'll go ahead and close it off there.
Yeah,
you said what?
I was gonna say, one last thing to back you. Like the brother been saying, get right. When you go to 2 Ezra 14, the Lord says, set thine house in order. That means spiritually, get right with the Lord. Repent and be converted. All right, become a new man. You're coming into the Passover here shortly. A lot of shit can happen right before, after this Passover.
Okay.
This could be a very wild last Passover here in America.
Yeah.
We're in the most serious times possible. Like I was telling the brother a couple hours ago, there's something different about this Passover. I don't know what it is, but the Passover is a solemn assembly, but this one just seemed way more solemn than the others that I've celebrated.
Slocky, go ahead.
You got it.
And this is the first. This is gonna be the first day of the second quarter of the year, as I've been saying it. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and a lot of shit has already happened in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it would be behooving to you to get right with the Lord, to watch our videos while you still can, to watch the apostles. If you're a man, teach. Why aren't you teaching? There's too many men that be putting comments up on comment boards, but ain't teaching. So the scriptures, but you don't want to teach the scriptures. That don't make no sense. You're lazy. The Lord ain't gonna let you get a free ride to the kingdom. You're not a woman. Be a man, act like it. All right? So we are in some very terrible, perilous times, man. Perilous, terrible times. So, like I said earlier, we're entering into a time that the earth has never before seen. Meaning you don't know what we're coming into. You don't know. We're coming into uncharted territories where we literally are only going to have the faith of the Lord with us. We won't have shit else. We just got to rely on the Lord. These are times we coming into. So it would be behooving get right with your Yahweh Shemel Shai and set your household in order. It shouldn't take an Edomite telling you something to realize it's time to lock in. And then when you say it's time to lock in, you ain't really locking in. You doing it carnally. All these videos I hear Jake come out like, oh, this Edomite said this. We got to start prepping. Where's the Lord in it? Nobody wants to prep in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Isaiah 33:6 said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. It didn't say your guns and ammo shall be the stability. It didn't say how many canned goods and water bottles you stocked up. It didn't tell you how many bug out bags and shit wipes and candles and shit is going to be your stability. It said wisdom and knowledge. And it said that is the strength of our salvation. So we over here at Great Millstone, we, through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemel Shai, we possess the strength of salvation. If you want to learn the strength of salvation, come to Great Millstone. We'll let you know. But if you want to keep on with no oil in your fucking lamp, like them 5 foolish virgins, don't try to come at us when all hell break loose trying to get some oil. It's too late. You should have got some oil when you had the opportunity. So if you don't want to be asked out like them 5 foolish virgins were in the book of Matthew, come to GMS and learn the true strength of salvation. Or don't. Only the elect is going to be saved anyway. Or don't. That's on you. That's between you and Yahweh Shemel Shai. But just know everybody has to meet Yahweh Shai face to face. So you do you, my nigga. You know, you do you. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do you. But when this shit happens, don't call our phones. Because me personally, I'm going to act like I don't know what the fuck you talking about. That may just be me. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do that. But I'm going to act like I don't know what the fuck a nigga talk about when they call my phone. When shit happening. What's going on? I don't know. What you talking about? Dang, for real? I don't know. So it would be behooving a lot for us. You got it.
So with that, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. We're going to close it off there by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, L'Shakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone once again, who taught us his truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, we say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.